he ended up dying. And so then in their way over there in Tama, Iowa, and when somebody dies, and they'll do an adoption, you know. So then his folks took me for a son. And anyway, my Meskwaki mom, they're both deceased. My Meskwaki mom and dad. But anyway, I still have 4 sisters over there in Tama, adopted sisters. But anyway, their mom's grandfather, my adopted mom's grandfather, he was a flute maker. His name was Kawashik. Kawashik was his name. I know there's a county in Iowa named after him. But anyway, so he made a lot of flutes. I guess he was born, I think they say he was born probably in the 1840s. Wow. 1840s, and then he lived up until around 1930. I think around 1930. And then he made flutes mostly from around, I guess around probably 1870 up until about 1910. And this is one of the flutes that he made. So it was probably from the 1880s or 90s or so. We don't know exactly when it was made, but it was made back then. And so if you really look at it, you can see that they didn't have really modern instruments to use it, to make it. And then when I got this flute from my mom, my Meskwaki mom, it had been laying in a trunk for about 80 years, at least maybe 70, 80 years. Nobody used it at all. And it was when I first got it, you know, it was all you could tell when he first made it, he pine pitch. It was all pine pitch in there, and it was all warped out. The pine pitch was all gone, so there's no air seal on it. But anyway, a buddy of mine does a lot of woodwork, and so then he said, "Oh, I can fix that." So he planed it out, and then re-glued it and everything, and so that's how we got it to sound off here. Probably it would have sounded better, but you can still play. And these flutes here, the songs that they play on them are kind of special songs. And there was a few years ago, there was a gentleman, my Meskwaki mom's clan relative, their Fox clan on her side, the Fox clan. So he was a Fox clan, and his name was Everett Capeyu. He passed away a few years ago. And then his mom did something really unusual. Her name was Lucille Old Bear. She was Bear clan, anyway. Old Bear Capeyu. And bless you, yeah. And anyway, she saw all these old-time flute players and flute makers were dying off. This was back in the 30s. And so she saw nobody was taking it up. So then she herself, set about to learn how to play the flute, you know, and sing the songs. So even though it's taboo for a woman, see, a woman would never do that. Especially Meskwakis, they're really ultra-conservative, ultra-traditional. So they would never do that. But she didn't care. She was just mostly interested in keeping all that alive. So she took it on herself, and she learned how to play the flute and then sing all the original songs and play the original songs on the flute. So then her son is Everett. He never played the flute, but he would sing the songs. Then when they adopted me, that was about 1980. They took me for a son. I think it was 1980. Then he said, he told me, he says, I don't play the flute. He says, but I got all the songs for that. He says, I want you to do this. I want you to do this. And so that's how I started, you know, playing those songs on this flute here, this flute right here. So I told them, I don't sing good at all. I don't even sound good in the shower. And that's if I don't have laryngitis. But I had a couple days I couldn't even talk. I was just talking like this. I couldn't even talk. But I don't have much of a voice. I could probably maybe play the tune, and I could maybe try and do some facsimile of the song so you can hear what comes from. But anyway, I'll try and play it for you here. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is a different song. Okay. Okay. So that's the tune. They're all based on a song you sing. Like I said, I can't really sing, but I'll give you a little idea. It says that. Quiena dukiwaya, quiena dukiwaya, quiena dukiwaya, quiena dukiwaya, dukiwaya, quiena dukiwaya. Meta muhe haya udane sane dukene me wabe viyana dukiwaya dukiwaya viyana dukiwaya. Usually I sing it through like 4 times. 4 times because it's like has a formula, like almost like an incantation. If you I suppose like these songs, they come from a certain category of music, so they'll play some words that's supposed to have an effect on the one that they're playing it for, see, or singing for. Anyway, this person in that song, what they're saying Guiana Dukiwa. See, that's the second thought from Meskwaki language. Guiana Dukiwa. This means at that time she woke up, and what it's talking about was these. This is back in the days when they lived in these wickiups, and there was this man. He wanted to elope with this young lady. He wanted to steal her. Anyway. He had it all figured out. He knew in that wickiup, in that they live in bark houses. Bark houses. It's kind of like oblong shaped, and they cover them with bark. They bend like ash saplings around like that, and they fix it like that. Anyway, he knew where she sleeps, and he was gonna lift up the side of that wickiup at the bottom there and steal her. But somehow that young lady, somehow the grandmother caught wind of what was going to happen. I don't know how, whatever happened. Anyway, so then she ended up sleeping in that spot where that young lady was. So that's why it says the Meta Muhe, this old lady said, the old lady, Udane-san, the daughter, that's the daughter, she woke up, she was awakened, see. Anyway, that's what happened is he opened that, pulled up the bark there, and he reached in. He thought that was that young girl. He pulled her out, and that was the old lady.
And he put her back.
So that's the kind of. So now, just one more thing. I know you guys.
A surprised look at his.